Where do you think this team's at this point?
That need to get cleaned up. That's spring ball in a nutshell. Didn't think the offense had a great day today. We just need to execute a little bit better. We're doing some simple things a lot better. Spring's been fun. There's been a lot of guys with good energy. We're missing quite a few guys that are going to be key contributors, and it'll be nice to have them back. But I think a lot of guys got better over the course of spring.
Are you starting to get a better picture of the QBs, kind of how they stack up? Or I guess what's your sort of timetable that you want on that?
Yeah, the timetable is whenever it's clear to us and to everybody. And I think there's a lot of guys doing some good things, but we're nowhere near ready to make an announcement yet.
What do you want to see them improve the most on? Whipple's mentioned ball security a couple times, throwing interceptions. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, there haven't been that many turnovers. I think it's just more consistency and getting familiar with kind of what we're doing schematically and some things like that, but there needs to be a little more consistency.
Trey Palmer, the guy who's maybe come out here today, what have you seen out of him just, transitioning into the program and obviously having done Mickey in the past, how he's kind of fit?
Trey's fit great, and he fits in great because of his personality. He brings energy every single day. He's made a lot of plays out there. He can really run. So I think with some more time working with him, he has a chance to do some special things, and looking forward to seeing that development.
How did you think that the transition in terms of having new guys in your offensive staff would go, and how has it happened compared to maybe like what you expected?
We're in the process still, and I think it's going to be like that for a while. There's some really good things we're doing. At times, there's not enough consistency, and guys are familiar with stuff we've done before and trying to learn new stuff, and I think that leads to a little bit of lack of consistency, but there's definitely some good things happening, and we'll keep working. We had a short winter break because we started spring ball earlier, so a lot more of that work has to be done after spring ball's over.
You need to alter anything with your plan for Saturday because of the number of guys who were hurt?
We're going to have a long discussion about that today and tomorrow. It's looking like we're probably going to do some kind of format with offense versus defense, and I don't like that. I'd rather have two teams playing each other and trying to win a football game. We just have so many guys at a couple positions that are nicked up that it's going to make it hard to field two teams without guys running back and forth to the sidelines.
What about Trey's personality fits the program?
He's just got the kind of personality you want to be around. He came into the huddle one time earlier in spring during a 2-minute drill and said, "Just throw me a deep ball and this thing will be over." And 2 plays later, we threw him a deep ball and it was over. And you'd like to see that kind of confidence and energy coming into the huddle and on the field every day.
So with the format of offense defense, what are some things to look for? That's why they cleaned up on both sides of the ball.
Well, we got to finalize that first. If it's at all possible, I want to have two teams playing a game. If it isn't that, we're going to make it competitive and fun, doing it a different way, and we have to talk about that as a staff and with the training staff. But if it's offense, defense, I just want to see more of the same. I want to see good execution and fundamentals on both sides.
So we're able to divide into two teams. Do you have any extra incentive in mind, like how Michigan did with winning team get steaks and losing get hot dogs?
Yeah, I don't care what they're doing. We'll figure out the best thing for us.
And what are 2 or 3 things you want to see out of your quarterbacks in the passing game in particular on Saturday?
Consistency. We're doing some really good things at times. In this league, you're not gonna score a lot unless you can be consistent and sustain some drives and create some big plays along the way. And to get opportunities at big plays, you have to be consistent and keep moving the chains. And I think that's really important in the Big Ten.
Does that look like completion rate or making the right choices? What does that look like?
I think some of all those things. And again, as guys are learning new things, there's 100 things they have to know, from protections and where their hots are and how to change protection and what their progression is and where their eyes should be based on coverages. And I think all that leads to a higher completion percentage. And I think just there's more work to be done yet.
How basic do you plan to kind of keep things, just knowing that you have a conference game to open up with? And I don't think Northwestern spring games even televised on the other end of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly, everything that we've done in the past is on tape. A lot of stuff that we're going to be doing now isn't on tape. So we certainly don't want to show many of our cards, but there'll be some fun things happening out there, and guys are going to want to compete and run the plays, and defenses are going to work. So we'll find a balance.
You haven't had a spring game that you've been able to bring recruits to in 3 years. This place is different. what does it mean on that front Saturday?
Yeah, any chance we get to get recruits on campus is a win for us. I think we're scheduled to have quite a few good ones here Saturday, so we're looking forward to it. It turns into almost like a fall game day where we have to host some guys on unofficial visits and some visitors, and that makes it exciting. But we love our fans and the enthusiasm around Husker football, and we want recruits to get to see that as many times as possible.
What's Anthony Grant brought to the running back room so far?
Anthony's in the process of learning, but he's doing some really good things. He's really quick, can make people miss in a hole, has really good vision. I expect that running back battle to continue through fall.
Is that you've talked a lot in recent years about getting crease runs, which is not only the back but it's the line. Do you feel like you've seen enough in the last 3 weeks that you might get a few more of those, whether it's in the spring game or during the season?
Yeah, those are hard to create in the Big Ten. We've been at or near the top of rushing in the Big Ten quite a few years. I think we can be better, and that's one area I really do see improvement with the way the line's blocking and the way the backs are hitting it. A combination of efficient run blocking and talent and vision in the back end helps that. You can scheme as many things up as you want, and at the end of the day, you got to block it well, and you got to have a back that can hit it. And I do see vast improvement in those areas.
How about Tommy Hill, who just walked up here? What has he brought this spring?
Tommy's been trying to get 2 interceptions in one practice since we started, because I told him I'd give him the number he wanted if he could ever get 2 picks in a practice. He's been a bright spot. He's got a lot to learn yet and consistency, but there's really no doubt of his playmaking ability, and I love the energy and passion he brings to the game as well.
But that secondary competition sort of popped as you'd hope with all those new guys that have been added here.
There's a real camaraderie in that room. Even with new guys, it's fun to see. I think the whole group's getting better. Individuals are getting better. There's a lot of talent in that room, but there's going to be some young guys, so we got to bring them together, and Coach Chins and Coach Fish are doing a good job of that.
I don't know if you want to say this, but is there clarity on the timetable on Thomas Fidone at this point?
Not clarity yet, no.